Today, I want to talk to you about the real reason people fail on a plant based diet. And it is not the food, it's not your recipes, and it's not what's on your plate. So, before I get in further, I'm going to welcome you if you're new to this channel. My name is Dr. Lori Marbus. I'm a board certified family and lifestyle medicine physician who is licensed in all 50 states to practice medicine and DC. And I've been on the plant based journey myself for 13 years. So let's dive right in. And by the way, at the end of the video, I'm going to share with you how my new book, The Plant Based 101, and also a free masterclass to check it out, will dive into those topics. But first, I want to give you what you were here for. And by the way, don't forget to hit subscribe if you like this. Leave a comment, ask a question. I'm always tickled to respond if I feel I can help. So first of all, when people think of transitioning to a plant-based diet, the first questions are almost always about food, right? So what will I eat? How will I cook it? And then the spotlight really focuses on recipes, grocery lists, and meal prep. But the truth is, the biggest hurdle to maintaining a plant-based lifestyle isn't what's on your plate, it's in your head. You're like, what is going on? What do you mean it's in your head? Well, most people fail at a plant-based diet because they approach it with the wrong mindset. So let's unpack why. So in a world obsessed with quick fixes and instant results, your mindset might be sabotaging your plant-based journey before it even begins. Number one is you have unrealistic expectation, and we kind of get trapped in this overnight success stories, right? So many people jump into the plant-based diet with the expectation that it will solve everything. I'll lose weight, feel amazing, and save the planet all at once. Now, while those goals are valid and very, very often achievable, they don't happen overnight, right? So expecting immediate results like 24 hours results kind of set you up for disappointment when the reality feels slower or more challenging than you imagined, right? So you have an expectation and the reality is not meeting the expectation, you become disappointed and disillusioned and you stop. Now remember, a plant-based diet is a long-term commitment to health. It's sustainability and ethical living. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So unrealistic expectations like, for example, rapid weight loss or flawless skin within days can lead to frustration when progress doesn't align with the hype. So the truth is, real transformation of any kind that's long lasting takes time. Number two is the fast fix mentality and why that doesn't work. So, you know, in our kind of just fast-paced world, patience really is a rare virtue. We expect solutions to come in the form of 30-day challenges, detoxes, and viral hacks, right? So, but a sustainable plant-based diet isn't about short-term gimmicks. It's about reshaping habits, values, and your choices. So if you're approaching plant-based eating as a quick fix, you'll likely find yourself reverting to your old patterns once the novelty wears off. The key to shifting your mindset is I'll do this until I hit my goal to this is how I want to live my life, right? So you're going from this is just I'll do something for 30 days to I feel like I'm going to do this for a lifetime. Now, some people, they say they have to tell themselves, I'm only going to do this for 7 days. I'm only going to do this for 30 days in hopes that they see such a change that they feel good enough that that gives them the motivation to continue on. And I've given that advice to people. However, I would step back and say, is that really is that advice really going to serve you in the long term? Right? So if you approach this with the reality and the transparency that it takes time like anything, and you take it in small chunks, that is where you're going to see the success that you're so deserving of and are seeking after. So kind of speaking to that, we kind of live in a culture of distraction, right? We have really short attention spans. I don't even recall now. Someone compared our attention span now to like a goldfish. It's unheard of and very sad because we live in this world of distractions. We have social media death scrolls, right? 5-second videos and endless notifications really make it hard to focus deeply on anything, let alone your lifestyle overhaul. So that constant influx of watching a documentary. But by the time you hit your, third tofu scramble, the initial excitement kind of fades. So success with a plant-based diet often requires consistent effort and reflection. So both of which are hard to achieve in this culture that values speed over depth. So to thrive, you need to constantly step away from distractions and recommit to your reasons for starting this in the first place. Like any lifestyle change that's going to be worth your endeavors and your energy, you need to step back and kind of create a relationship with it and understand that you need to approach it with real expectations in time and patience, right? You don't expect to birth a child and graduate them from high school within a month, right? You know this is going to be an 18 long minimally. And trust me, I have children that are 30, 28, and 26, right? Yeah. Some are moving, one's approaching to 31 shortly. That is an ongoing thing, right? My relationship has transformed, as will yours over time with your plant-based diet. It gets easier and easier, but first you have to start and understand it's not going to happen overnight. Don't compare yourself to someone. So remember, comparison is the thief of joy. So when you see someone's highlight reel on social media about how they lost, 100 pounds on the plant-based diet, they're not sharing with you the struggles, the doubts, the nights, the weeks that their weight might have went off or plateaued, because their journey was like this, like everybody else's. So remember, this is your journey and you need to search for people who can help you. This channel is one for sure, and I'm going to share a different additional resource here in a moment. But just remember, we need to be thinking, and that's a piece here, is critical thinking. We're kind of missing that in today's society. So critical thinking is really essential for making decisions. So yet it's often absent in diet transitions. So instead of asking, how can I make this work for my unique life? People tend to follow influencers, meal plans, or trends without tailoring them to their reality. So for example, someone might decide to adopt a 100% raw vegan diet. Nothing wrong with that, but because it looks glamorous online, they may have done this, but without considering whether that fits their lifestyle, budget, or nutritional needs. I personally have done a month of raw vegan. It was really hard. I don't have the time or expertise to devote to doing it well. And so I thought it was a fun experiment for 30 days. And then I went back to my whole food plant-based diet. And you can do that. But, getting started, let's just make it as simple as possible. So really that lack of critical thinking leads to frustration and ultimately abandonment of your diet. So success comes from thoughtful planning and not blind imitation. So how do we fix it? So if it's not the problem, what's the solution? Let's start by cultivating that mindset that supports your journey. And I'll give you five ways to do this. Number one is set realistic goals. Focus on incremental progress rather than perfection. So remember, consistency will outperform, perfection any day of the week. Celebrate small wins like trying a new recipe, excuse me, or finding a plant-based milk that you love. To commit to the long term, view plant-based eating as a lifestyle. It's not a temporary fix. This shift will help you navigate challenges without feeling defeated. 3 is reflect and reassess, right? So regularly revisit why you started. Are your goals still aligned with your choices? So reflection will keep your motivation alive, or at least partly alive. Because sometimes motivation will fickle just on the day or stress, but just understand reflection keeps it into the present moment. Like, is this what I want? Do I need to change my goals a little bit? Am I feeling well? Do I need to reach out for support somehow? Number 4 is tune out the noise, right? So limit your exposure to unrealistic portrayals of the plant-based diet. What works for someone else may not work for you, and that is okay. We're all on our own journey. Number 5 is embrace flexibility. A rigid all or nothing approach is a recipe for failure for many people. Now, if you slip up, or make exceptions, view it as part of the learning process, not a reason to quit. So remember, success isn't just about finding the perfect recipe or mastering meal prep. It's about cultivating your right mindset, and then one it's rooted in patience, realism, and long-term commitment to change. And when you let go of that expectation, your journey will be, oh my gosh, it'll be easier instantaneously. Just like anything, when you drop your expectations and are transparent and just understand that the journey is going to have twists and turns, and there's going to be moments of challenges, and those are opportunities to learn and improve how you're doing something, that is the approach you need to take with this. So how do you even start? So if you're new to the plant-based diet, or maybe you've been on it for a bit and you're maybe struggling somehow, I have two resources for you. Number one is a free masterclass, and it's called literally that, Master the Plant-Based Diet, Lose Weight, and Reverse Chronic Disease. Myself and Brittany Giroudi put together. It's a 90-minute free masterclass, and you're going to learn several things. You're going to learn the top 5 mistakes people make on the plant-based diet, and you're going to learn number one mistake, why people fail on the plant-based diet. I think you probably have a clue as to what that is after listening to this video. And 3, you're going to learn we have a system, a 4-step blueprint to really help people master the plant-based diet. And if you approach it with this way, it will make things much, much easier for you. And that link is below. And then finally, we just came out with our Plant-Based 101. I just got my official copy today in the mail. Other people have gotten theirs and shared it on social media. And why did we write this book, right? So this is not it's not like a cookbook. There are recipes. I think there's like 28, 29 recipes in here. But the main thing here is understanding, how do you transition to a plant-based diet? If you're doing the plant-based diet, are you doing it well? What could you tweak? Do you need to tweak? Do you need to do this? Supplement? How do you get kids to do it? All these questions that come up when people transition to a plant-based diet. Where do you get your protein? So for example, let me go over a few of the things. And the reason between Brittany and I, we have 22 years eating a plant-based diet, and she lost 70 pounds. And I've seen thousands of plant-based patients, their labs. I've had discussions with them. We run the Healing Kitchen together, where we meet live every single Wednesday. We have a community where people can join and be a part of. And honestly, it's the best thing. It's a blast. But I want to share with you kind of some of the chapters. One is just understanding what it is. What is a plant-based diet? What does that definition look like? The basics, as far as nutritional foundations, how to read labels, how to transition and deal with cravings. How do you meal plan, prep for beginners, plant-based nutrition and health as far as certain things preventing chronic disease, importance of fiber and its sources, avoiding nutritional deficits, right? What are the nutritional concerns on a plant-based diet? And then we talk about some plant-based cooking and some recipes. There's some very simple templates here. What do you do when eating out and traveling on a plant-based diet? Addressing myths and misconceptions about a plant-based diet. What about the economic and environmental considerations? How do you integrate this into your lifestyle? And then there's special topics like pregnancy, raising children on a plant-based diet, older adults, how do you manage your weight, food allergies and sensitivities, and then really just talking about, I speak to long-term success and adaptation, right? Setting realistic expectations and dealing with setbacks. And then we have an appendix. We have lists of high protein plant foods, plant sources of iron, calcium, zinc, magnesium, and iodine. We talk about phytates, lectins, and oxalates. Very common questions I get. What if you get gas? What do you do with that? How do you deal with naysayers? And then we have recipes from myself and from Brittany. And so really, I hope it's only $4.99 on Kindle. It's a little bit more expensive print because we got really excited with images. As you can see, it's a beautiful book. We put a lot of work and thought into it, and designed by Chloe Stein, who's amazing. And we so appreciate her work on this as well, because really this was one of love. We wanted a resource that people could easily download and understand and answer these questions, because there just wasn't anything out there like that. So we kept the Kindle edition as cheap as we possibly could. Then the print as well. I promise there will be additional books coming out more this year that we're working on. And I'm really excited about where this is going. And I hope you, if anything, refer this to someone, this video or the book or the masterclass, to someone that you think might benefit. As always, we're working our hardest to bring you value and hope that you find your way. And anyway, I hope this was very helpful, because boy, I don't know how many times I've seen patients, because they come to me frustrated because their dietary pattern hasn't met their expectations. However, many times they're doing it wrong, right? When we sit down and look at what they're actually eating and what they're doing, um, if are they only like 75% whole food plant-based diet and they expect to see 100% of the results, there could be an issue here. Maybe they're not supplementing with B12. Maybe they're focusing in on just fruits and vegetables and leaving out legumes because they heard of lectins and they're worried about the lectins. When if you're eating raw dried beans, that's probably a problem. But if you're eating cooked beans like you would because that's how you eat them, you're probably going to be okay. So again, so many different things associated. There's so much noise out there, but we're bringing over 2 decades of information, and myself as a physician, a board certified family and lifestyle medicine physician. I've been practicing for over 20 years. So we're hoping to cut through all of that noise and give you a solid starting point here. Could it go as deep as I could on every single topic? No, but it's a great starting point. We try to keep it as simple, keep the language simple so that you can grasp the concept. I'm not here to, you know, give you thousands of research articles. If you want to do that, there's many other fantastic books and videos and docs you can do that. I'm here because when I see patients, this is what the questions are asking. This is what they're seeking. And that is why we created it. And the books that follow will be in that similar fashion. How do you build the habits that reverse disease? This is an important piece, is mindset, your beliefs, so much of it. I'm so excited where this year is going to take us. So I hope you found this helpful. Boy, let me tell you, there's a lot going on, and I'm super excited about where we're going. And again, as always, thank you for being here. I'm sending gratitude, joy, love, and healing your way because, as we all know, we need more of all of that in our lives. So bless everyone, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.